What's going on in the Department of War? Do you think this is part of the DEI and woke agenda crackdown from Pete Hegseth, that you have all these admirals and generals retiring? Let me know in the comments. We're going to find that out today. Welcome back to Military Insider. In case you don't know, we had some breaking news this past weekend when a top Navy officer, 4-star Navy Admiral Alvin Halsey, just suddenly resigned, requesting early retirement as of December. So a top Navy officer resigning suddenly within a 24-hour notice raised some eyebrows, right? Because in case you don't know, when you request retirement, it could take up to a year, and this guy did it in 24 hours. So this guy was in charge of SOUTHCOM. In case you don't know, this is pretty much SOUTHCOM AO, the area of operation. They cover from Central America all the way down to South America. So he was in charge pretty much of all the Venezuela operation and the drug cartel strike downs operations as well. And all of a sudden, this guy decided to retire. So what's going on? It's a him and Pete Hegseth clashing. He don't agree to this administration policies. What's going on? Let's find out. This is an interview from CNN. Let's watch this real quick.
The military commander overseeing U.S. Southern Command and the Pentagon's escalating attacks on alleged drug boats off Venezuela's coast is retiring barely a year into his tenure. One source tells CNN tensions have been simmering for weeks between Admiral Alvin Halsey and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
There you go. There's some tensions between him and Pete Hegseth. What do you think this is it? Part of DEI? Part of the woke agenda that Pete Hegseth don't like? What's going on?
And that Hegseth did not believe the Admiral was moving aggressively enough to take on alleged drug traffickers in the Caribbean.
There you go. You got them two clashing between the DEI woke agenda. He's not moving fast enough, and you're probably asking the DEI what is going on with DEI and woke agenda. I'm gonna show you guys in a second why they are referring this guy, Admiral Halsey, to the DEI programs. Stand by, okay?
Today, according to Reuters, relatives of a Trinidadian man believed killed in the U.S. military strike on a boat in the Caribbean this week are demanding the U.S. provide evidence to back up President Trump's claim that those who died were trafficking drugs.
There you go. There's another thing that is going on as well. I'm going to show you guys in a second a senator from Washington asking this administration to provide evidence whether or not these guys were involved in drug trafficking or not, because according to him, this administration had not been very transparent with these operations in the Caribbean Sea. But this is what I found on the internet. Remember I told you guys about DEI? Let's take a look at this. The drive-by media is painting Admiral Alvin Halsey retirement as an indictment of Secretary Hegseth leadership. Make no mistake, his departure is a good thing. Biden promoted him 2 days after Trump was elected. He was the architect of the Navy's response to George Floyd's death and Black Lives Matters. He drafted the 56-point plan to make the Navy more diverse with a specific focus on promoting officers based on race. The faster DEI commanders retired, the faster our nation military can heal. Now, I went on and found this. Navy Task Force makes 56 recommendations to address diversity and bias. This was back in February 3rd, 2021, under the Joe Biden administration when they had that DEI program. And this admiral, he was the architect of the 56 recommendations, okay? Now, let's take a look at this. A task force made 56 recommendations related to inclusion and diversity of personnel to improve the culture of the Navy, according to its report released Wednesday. While there still is work to be done, I am confident that this report recommendation will help make our Navy better, and we will move forward together toward meaningful, long-lasting change. Make no mistake, I am personally committed to this effort, Admiral Mike Gilday, the Chief of Naval Operations, said in a statement. Task Force 1 was created in July 2020 in reaction to the national uproar over the death of George Floyd and protests against police brutality and institutional racism. The group was asked to explore issues of racism, sexism, and bias and how they affect the readiness of the Navy. We have fallen short in the past by excluding or limiting opportunity for people on the basis of race, sexual orientation, sexual identity, gender, or creed. Our Navy must continue to remove barriers to service and, most importantly, be a shining example of a workforce centered on respect and inclusive of all. So pretty much this statement, they come up with this program, this task force, back in Joe Biden administrations. And we had a change in an administration with Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump that they got rid of DEI and the woke agenda. So if you ask me, I think this could be a possibility of why them two were clashing, but who knows, right? Who knows what happened behind doors. Over the next 6 months, the task force held 20 listening sessions with sailors, and there were also more than 280 focus groups from around the Navy, according to the report. While the final document does not include examples of real stories that were discussed, Rear Admiral Alvin Halsey, director of the task force, said they took the empathy and respect that they heard and witnessed from the sailors and incorporated into that report. So pretty much Halsey was the one in charge of these task force about trying to implement the EEI within the Navy. And Pete Hegseth and this administration are against that to the point that they shut it down. So this was Admiral Halsey's statement to SOUTHCOM after his suddenly retirement. It's been an honor to serve our nation, the American people, and support and defend the Constitution for over 37 years. Effective 12 December 2025, I will retire from the U.S. Navy. Serving as your commander and deputy for the past 34 months has been a tremendous honor. The SOUTHCOM team has made lasting contribution to the defense of our nation and will continue to do so. I am confident that you will forge ahead, focus on your mission and on your mission that strengthens our nation and ensure its longevity as a beacon of freedom around the globe. Stephanie and I extended our deepest gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity to have served alongside our nation's finest warfighters. Keep charging. This was his statement. And of course, you have Pete Hegseth right after that one posting a farewell message to Admiral Halsey, saying, on behalf of the Department of War, we extend our deepest gratitude to Admiral Alvin Halsey for his more than 37 years of distinguished service to our nation, as he plans to retire at year's end. A native of Fort Valley, Georgia, Admiral Halsey has exemplified the highest standards of naval leadership since his commissioning through the NROTC program at Morehouse College in 1988. Throughout his career, from commanding helicopter squadrons to lead and carry a strike group, and standing up the international maritime security construct, Admiral Halsey has demonstrated unwavering commitment to his mission, people, and nation. His tenure as military deputy commander and now commander of the United States Southern Command reflects a legacy of operational excellence and strategic vision. Pretty much, Pete Hegseth had to post something on X, farewell him, this commander. I think it's the right thing to do, but I think there's something more behind the curtains that we don't see. But I found this very interesting. We have a representative, Adam Smith, putting this letter out, saying that the President Trump and his administration continue to fail to answer a pressing question regarding the president's orders to carry out lethal U.S. military strikes on boats in the Caribbean Sea. They have failed to demonstrate the legality of these strikes, provide transparency on the process used, or even a list of cartels that have been designated as a terrorist organization. We have also yet to see any evidence to support President unilateral determination that these vessels or their activity pose imminent threats to the United States of America that warranted military force rather than law enforcement-led interdiction. So he put this out today, as a matter of fact, saying that this administration has not been very transparent with this drug cartel's operations. Do you think this is part of these Admiral resignation? Do you think this admiral was not on board with Pete Hegseth operation with the drug cartels or even Venezuela? Or do you think he was part of DEI and Pete Hegseth told him to, hey, you need to go, you need to retire? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I wanna read you guys. Let's start a debate here. Let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe. It really helped the channel out. And we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, okay?